Now, earlier this year, the rumours really started about a potential Walking Dead reboot, and a few months later down the line, nothing has been announced, there's no confirmation. But I do want to speak about my own opinion as to why I think it would be a terrible idea to do a reboot. Now, firstly, I don't watch The Walking Dead anymore, to be honest with you. I didn't have the streaming services to watch it. I went to university. I kind of fell out of love with it. I did watch season 1 of Dead City, which I really enjoyed. I love Negan and Maggie. I feel like their dynamic and the history they've got makes those two such intriguing characters. And the stories that they set up within Dead City, there were good stakes, etc. So I was getting into it, but as I said, I kind of didn't have the time and I've forgotten about it. But of course I saw the season 3 trailer, so I'm like, okay, maybe. So I may well be watching season 2 and I'll get on to season 3. But the show is still going on. I've not seen any of the Daryl Dixon spin-off or the Rick Grimes, but I'm aware of them. So the show is very, very much still going with massive key characters, iconic characters that we've grown up with since the show started in 2010. And that is one of the reasons why I think this reboot would be a terrible idea, is that you've got characters which fit the roles. You know what Negan looks like, you know what Rick and Daryl looks like, they've got a face. If you then recast them while their spin-offs are still going on, or when it's so fresh that they've literally just aired, I don't think it will be received as well by people, and people will start comparing a lot like Harry Potter. I'm sure you lot have heard about Harry Potter being rebooted and they've recasted everybody, and it's controversial because the characters are so iconic. The thing is, if you do wait for all these spin-offs to wrap up and finish, and then you then go into the reboot, people will get tired of it. Like, you're not introducing us to a brand new story. Now, I've not read the Walking Dead comics, but I'm aware they are, especially some certain decisions of characters being killed or staying alive, are massively different to the show and the comics. But do we really need... Because I'd imagine if it would be a reboot, it would be through the comics. We would do exactly as the comics would say. Why? Why would we need to? You've got the comics and you've got the TV show. And the TV show is still massively popular. The people that love the comics were brought up with them. That's their baby. They certainly don't like certain parts that the actual show did, the live action. But they could do something if they did a comic reboot, animated, whatever, which new fans won't like. Basically, the point that I'm making is no one's ever going to be happy with an adaptation. Something will change. Unless you give the exact amount of time that the comics had for the stories that they gave to a TV show, which it's time and money, it's not as easy to do. No one's ever going to be happy because something will be left out, something will be done a little bit differently, and either way, it's always going to be difficult to fully get that adaptation done correctly, animated, live action, whatever, it doesn't matter if you're going by the comics. So in my eyes, I don't really see a reason why you need to reboot it. Now, I do feel like the Walking Dead universe as a whole has run its course, and this is coming from a zombie fan. I am someone that always loves new content, loves new stories, but also I do see the line where we need to step back and you've told the story, don't ruin the franchise, don't absolutely run it into the millhouse till it's dead, if you pardon the pun. And I feel like the show, especially if it does a reboot, could absolutely do that. And this isn't aimed at The Walking Dead, this is aimed at many, many shows which try and do reboots, like Harry Potter as well. I do understand that Harry Potter was a much bigger book and a lot was left out in the films, but you're still replacing a massive cast, and also there was a massive break between Deathly Hallows Part 2 and Series 1, which we'll be getting next year. The Walking Dead's still going, Fear the Walking Dead, we've had World Beyond, we've got the 3 spin-offs on at the moment. The show hasn't had time to rest, it's still going, so rebooting it all and starting all over again, I don't think will be as successful as people that love the comics will claim it to be. I'm hating on people that love the comics. I'm really, really not. I'm interested to hear what you lot think about this. I just don't think it's a very good idea. But also, the show did see a massive drop off in viewing figures and interest. Normally, what I hear is around when Negan came in, or the season after that. So we saw the show has declined, and it is in decline now. I mean, it's still wildly popular, but not as much as it was. So do you really want to go through that all over again? In my eyes, you've got the comics, you've got the show. They're two very, very different things. It's up to you which one you prefer. Maybe you can enjoy both, but we don't really need to reboot. Ask me again in 15 years, maybe, yeah. I feel like a reboot would be good in the future when we've had no content, absolutely, because then you can bring new people into it. You can start new audiences on the show. But at the moment, it's already airing in some capacity, and I've heard a couple of other spin-off rumours, so would it really make any sense to bring and reboot the show? Now, nothing's been confirmed, as I said. I'm just simply speaking of the rumours that have been happening, but I'm interested to hear what you lot think about the rumours. Let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you're new, give this video a like. We do horror content as well as zombie stuff, obviously. So, yeah, I'll see you all very, very soon.